Calling to order the 51st and last regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners for 2024. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear God, please bless our meeting today. May our discussions be fruitful, our decisions wise, and our community strong. Amen.
Amen.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Here.
Commissioner Regovich.
Here.
Commissioner Pletchnik.
Present. Next, we have the minutes for the regular meetings of October 10th, November 21st, and December 10th of 2024. Do I have a motion to approve waiving reading of the same?
I'll make the motion.
Second, sir.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Pletchnik.
Yes. Next, we have public comment. Any member of the public wishing to address the Board of Commissioners, please raise your hand. Yes. And you have 3 minutes after stating your name and address.
My name is Michael Taleev, 6198 Carolyn Drive. Basically, I've come here to talk about children's services today. What's come across to me is I've been advised that it's okay to have sexual interaction with two sisters with your children.
Mr. Talev,
Yeah.
just to let you know,
Yeah.
we're not allowed to speak anything profane or sexual at the
I
meeting.
know, okay. That's fine.
So try to dial it back.
Will do, sir. And what's happened is they were advised of this, and Children's Services says basically that that's their right to do that. That's not abusive or demoralizing children. This happened while my children were at home, and Child and Family Services defended it. It disgusts me. Okay? Adults can do what they want, but not with the kids in my house. Number one. Number two, I have everything on my phone right here, all the evidence against Child and Family Services. Okay? But what happened is Job and Family Services decided to come to my house because of bad language I use. Instead of watching my kids against women who sit there and say, oh, I'm a woman, they'll believe me. They're against you because you're a man. That's unacceptable, guys. Unacceptable for Child Services to do. I got all the proof. I hope there's some action taken to rein them in before I go to the governor's office tomorrow, because it's very disgusting what Child and Family Services has done to me. Very disgusting. I have everything on audio, video, and tape. Very disgusting that they've taken a side over somebody deviant over me, who's been nothing but a good father and a clean father. Thank you, Mr. Commissioners.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion?
Very disgusting.
Morning, Commissioners. My name is Troy Hager. I'm the Chief of Police of Madison Township. About 10 days ago, we became aware that Mr. Hammercheck was going to be awarded a Got Your Six award through Police One magazine. Police One magazines is a magazine that most law enforcement receive and reread, and Mr. Hammercheck had been put in for the award, unbeknownst to us, but he received notice that he won the award. He won't get the plaque and everything until just after the first of the year. But I'd like to read the short letter from Police One that we received. Congratulations. We are thrilled to recognize you as the recipient of Got Your Six Award, which celebrates individuals who have gone above and beyond to support law enforcement. Your significant contributions have made measurable impact, and we are excited to highlight your story as part of this program. The Got Your Six program is presented by Police One magazine, a leading resource for law enforcement professionals in the United States. They provide training, resource, and tools to enhance our safety. As part of their commitment to spotlight those who champion law enforcement, the Got Your Six Award will launch on January 9th during National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Mr. Hammercheck, I understand you won't be here after the end of the year, but I just wanted to let everybody know, thank you for your support of law enforcement. This predominantly comes from the Commissioner's starting, and then all commissioners getting on board with us getting national recognition with the Lexipol, which is a national company that provides policies and procedures for law enforcement across the country. And with that, all of the communities in Lake County now are using that resource. We're all of our policies and procedures are streamlined through a national registry. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion?
I'd like to give Commissioner Hamercheck a round of applause.
Chris Bahari, 185 West Jackson. Thank you so much for the many years that you have done service. God bless you and keep your heart. As we are approaching the new year, we have many things from the previous year that still need to be resolved. And I pray that all of us can have the heart to resolve our differences in a way that does not attack another. From the beginning of time, Cain attacked Abel, and it has reproduced a problem that is still not resolved. I want us to think of 2024 as a year of understanding one another, understanding that we have differences of opinions, and though we may not see the things as clearly, that we can really begin to communicate on a much deeper level. So of all the things that are confrontational, I really hope and desire, and I'm sure everyone does too, that things can be solidified into a heart of community. The truest community starts from an individual whose mind and body are in unity, and then husband and wife and families into communities and the tribe, the county, the state, the nation. We want our nation to be very glorious in this new year, that America can take the responsibility that God has given it from the very creation, and that is to really substantialize what is democracy and what is the understanding of the life force that God has given in the example of each of our own lives, that we can be the people of true heart. So let us have a few seconds of silence in heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public portion?
Brian Massey, 8196 Rainbow Drive. I'd like to thank Commissioner Hamercheck for his years of service, and I have enjoyed immensely the discussions, the debates that we have had through the years. Never agreed on everything, but that's okay. And I'm thankful to call you my Christian brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. Anyone else for public portion? Representative Troy.
Yeah, Mr. President, Daniel Troy, 31600 Lakeshore Boulevard, Willowick, Ohio. I just wanted to come here and express my gratification for the service that John Hamercheck has given this county for the last 8 years. I know last meetings are not the happiest things in the world. I went through one of them 6 years ago, but I think I can show you there is life after leaving this office. So I know we're going to see a lot more of you, John. But I just want to say that in the 2 years I served with you here in 2017 and 2018, you always worked well. I think that we worked in bipartisan fashion, although I don't think partisanship should have anything to do with county government, because there's no Democrat or Republican way to run a county. There's only the right way to run a county. And I think that you did a great job, and we worked together on a lot of issues, basically tried to get the county focused more on what the important issues were of the county, and try and stay away from some of the culture war things that seem to pop up every once in a while. So I want to thank you. I know what it's like to sometimes be surrounded by assassins in this job. So I know what you've had to go through. So, but I do appreciate the work you've done. I appreciate the fact that you grabbed the mantle of NOACA and became, as myself, twice president of that organization, and certainly did a lot for regional cooperation and additional programming throughout the Northeast Ohio area. I know you got involved in the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, so I just want to say I appreciate your service. I enjoyed serving with you. I wish you the best of luck, and again, you did some great things for this county. I know a lot of times you don't get credit for the things that you did for this county, but I appreciate what you've done, and really wish you the best. And again, I thank you for the kind remarks you had for me in this or in the other chambers across the property here about 6 years ago. And I just wanted to return the favor and say you have been a very responsive and a very effective county commissioner, and I'm sorry to see you go from this office, but again, wish you the best of luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion? In back.
I'm really glad, Chris Weiss, Leroy, I'm really glad to see I'm not the only one that was willing to come up here and thank Commissioner Hamercheck for his years of service to the county and his tireless devotion to doing his job, much more so than other of his contemporaries. Also, wanted to bring up, we had heard over at Riverside that there might have been some kind of a recognition for the team's accomplishments, and then the boys were kind of disappointed to find out that that wasn't going to happen. And in talking with my sons about it, my son said, well, you know what? It wasn't only the Riverside athletes that did well, it was all the county's athletes. And maybe that's why it didn't happen. And I thought, something? Being a dad has taught me a lot of lessons. I've been very humbled to be a father and very blessed. And I've always wished people that I thought could be good parents the blessing of knowing what it's like to be a father one day. My sons continue to show me humility, and they continue to show me leadership and wisdom beyond their years. Just want to share with you, got 2 letters here. Congressman David Joyce to my sons Benjamin and Alexander. Congratulations, this is with great pleasure that I'm contacting you today to let you know that I've selected you to receive a nomination to the United States Military Academy. Another letter from Frank LaRose to Captain Westman at West Point. I'm honored to write this letter on the recommendation of Alexander Christian Weiss, an extraordinary young man who is poised to make significant contributions both academically and in military service. It is with great enthusiasm that I offer my full endorsement of Alexander's application to the United States Military Academy. It's from Frank LaRose. Also wanted to thank the News Herald, which had somewhere around here. Anyway, Mr. Kempf wrote a letter about the Touchdown Club night and the athletes who were awarded, my son being amongst them. I asked my sons, do you guys want to come here and talk? Your name's been mentioned in these meetings, not in the most best light. And my son said, something? It's not worth our time. One of these days, we'll be at an outpost somewhere and we'll read the local news And we'll hear about a guy who was a commissioner in Lake County who got indicted or went to jail or was run out of office for his own misgivings and his own lack of character and integrity. And we'll just take a look at that and we'll say, saw that one coming. And then they'll go about their day, put their patrol caps on, and go out and lead their men. Have a great, happy New Year.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion? Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Mr. Mayor.
Morning, Commissioners. I want to thank Commissioner Hamercheck for 8 years of service. I'm here to advocate for transformation reform in the way we fund public education, a reform that will bring fairness, equity, and sustainability to our system while relieving the burden on homeowners. For far too long, Ohio's reliance on residential property taxes to fund schools has created disparities and harm in our communities. This outdated system disproportionately affects those on fixed incomes like retirees and residents in areas where property values have skyrocketed. Meanwhile, wealthier districts with a robust tax bases continue to outpace lower income communities, leaving too many of our children behind. We have drafted legislation to phase out property taxes for school funding over 5 years as a practical and fair solution. By replacing this revenue with a diversified set of inflation-responsive funding sources, including modest adjustments to income and sales taxes, an equitable income tax pool, mandatory expand the lottery contributions, sin taxes, and energy production taxes, we can ensure that education funding is both stable and equitable. This reform benefits everyone. Homeowners will see a gradual reduction in their property tax bills with full elimination of this burden within 5 years. Meanwhile, schools will receive funding based on district needs, ensuring that every child, whether in a high-income suburb or struggling rural community, has access to resources they deserve. The economic benefit to residents is substantial. By reducing property taxes, families and retirees will have more disposable income to invest in their homes, businesses, and local communities. This increased spending power will stimulate local economies, creating jobs and attract new investments to our region. Additionally, by eliminating vouchers, we can focus resources on strengthening public schools and offering real educational choices within our communities with these adjustments, ensuring quality education and eliminating the diverting funds to private institutions. Moreover, this plan recognizes the importance of long-term sustainability. By linking funding sources to inflation and economic growth, we ensure that our schools receive predictable, adequate funding year after year. This stability allows districts to plan effectively, retain high-quality teachers, and invest in modern resources and infrastructure. Stronger schools mean stronger communities, and this legislation provides a pathway to both. This plan also grows with inflation, safeguarding our schools from uncertainties of economic downturns. It's a solution that supports not just our children, but also our local economies by reducing the tax burden on properties and attracting new investments to our region. I urge you to support this bold and necessary reform. It's an opportunity to lead the state in creating a fair and more sustainable way to fund education, a way that reflects our shared values and priorities as a community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Anyone else for public portion? Going once, going twice, then on to resolutions. Madam Clerk.
In the Engineer's Office, resolution authorizing change order number 1 and final for the county road pavement markings 2024 with JD Striping and Services Incorporated in the amount of $1,805.73, LCE project number 2024-0202.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechner.
Yes.
In the Utilities Department, resolutions certifying unpaid water and sewer sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechner.
Yes.
Resolution accepting a 3-year maintenance bond in the amount of $13,154.40 for water lines for Andrews Ridge Subdivision Phase 2, job number 23-37 in the city of Willoughby.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hamercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechner.
Yes.
Resolution approving final estimate number 8, release of retainage in the amount of $87,052.84 with Shivers Construction Company Incorporated and accepting a 3-year maintenance bond in the amount of $229,714.89 for Kirtland Old Town Sanitary Sewer Improvements Phase 2, Project 445S 2021 for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
In Job and Family Services Department, resolution authorizing execution of a service contract between United Labor Agency Incorporated, ULA, and the Lake County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services to provide RESEA services at Ohio Means Jobs, Lake County, OMJ Lake, in the amount of $190,498.89 for calendar year 2025.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services Child Support Enforcement Division to enter into a 4D service contract with the Lake County Domestic Relations Court for Child Support Services effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services Child Support Enforcement Division to enter into a 4D service contract with the Lake County Juvenile Court for child support services effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Department of Job and Family Services Child Support Enforcement Division to enter into a 4D service contract with the Lake County Prosecutor for Child Support Services effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution approving Lake County Department of Job and Family Services vouchers date of warrant January 10th, 2025 in the amount of $127,319.40.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
And the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute a contract with RX Benefits for third-party administrative services.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution reappointing Kevin D. Freese to the Lake Development Authority Board of Directors for a 4-year term expiring December 31st, 2028.
Move to approve. Second.
For my part, I'd just like to thank Mr. Freeze for his service, not only to the Board of Directors for our Lake Development Authority, but also as a member of the Lakeland Board of Trustees. I see that one of his esteemed colleagues is here with us today, Trustee Nancy Fellows. So we are grateful to all Lake Countyans who step up and serve, and for him being willing to do another tour of duty under Patrick Mahorsick, who's also with us today. We are very grateful to Mr. Kevin Freeze. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck,
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich,
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution reappointing James F. Struna to the Lake Development Authority Board of Directors for a 4-year term expiring December 31st, 2028.
Move to approve. Second.
I would express the same gratitude to James Struna for his continued service under our director, Patrick Mahorsick. This is an incredibly important job. For those who don't know, the Lake Development Authority, formerly our Port Authority, is the economic development arm for the county commissioners. So when you see news of a major business coming to Paynesville or Mentor or Willoughby, they always play a major role. And I remember when I served as a councilman, also with Councilwoman Nancy Fellows, we worked with the Port Authority to bring produce packaging into Willoughby Hills, which was the single biggest employer in the last decade to come into the west side of Lake County, over 300 jobs. But that was only possible because of the help and the assistance of the Lake Development Authority. So folks who are stepping up to volunteer on the board are making a major difference in their community. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $3,350,978.58.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $337,977.30.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations for various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Resolution approving the 2025 permanent appropriation measure for funds outside the general fund.
Move to approve. Second.
I would ask our Director of Administrative Services, Joel DeMar, to say a few words on this appropriation.
Sure. So the resolution before you provides for budgetary authority for all funds outside the general fund for calendar year 2025. This would include our Utilities Department, Job and Family Services, our Crime Lab levy, Senior levy, the other levies, our self-insured Workers' Compensation Fund, Health Insurance Fund, and our permanent improvement, capital improvement funds for the Public Safety Center, and also the debt service for the new Public Safety Center. So that is what is included in this. We are doing the permanent budget, which will be set for the calendar year 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes. With the conclusion of resolutions, it's time for departmental reports, starting with utilities.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hammercheck, it has been a pleasure working with you for probably close to 20 years now in different things, and I think we've got a lot of good things accomplished over those years. And I just wanted to say thank you and appreciate it, and I wish you well.
Now, Job and Family Services.
Thank you, Commissioner. Also want to echo Randy's sentiments towards Commissioner Hammercheck. I have not been working with you quite as long as Randy, but I do appreciate the trust that you placed in me to lead the department several years ago. I have always appreciated working with you. Wish you the best of luck in the next part of your journey, and thank you again for all you've done for the county.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
And our County Administrator, Jason Boyd.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. Happy New Year to everyone. A brief update on the County Jail Sheriff's Office project. Those folks who've been over on Erie Street have noticed that the construction fence has been installed. Assuming we get our conditional approval this week from the City of Painesville, and I think we will, you will see Mr. Excavator going to work in full steam next Monday morning. We're continuing to hit all of our timelines and our budgetary items as we work through behind the scenes what we call design assist on the jails, the cells, locking mechanisms, kitchen equipment, and so on. So in addition to the physical construction that folks will be seeing, we're still fine-tuning the details in what's called the 75% construction documents in our GMP, in our design build process. So things are moving according to plan on that. My first couple days with Commissioner Hammercheck didn't start great because I misspelled his name on his nameplate. I don't know if Representative Troy remembers that or not, but we had 2 M's on his nameplate at the old building. And he walked in my office and said, can I speak to you? I said, yeah, what's up? He says, just 1 M. And I was like, just 1 M, what the hell what is he talking about? And he pulled me out and we totally misspelled his nameplate. So that's how my working relationship started with Commissioner Hammercheck, and I'm happy to say it was only up from there. Just a couple, more than a couple. Your leadership, along with your colleagues with the opioid litigation, I remember riding down to Columbus to the governor's mansion. I think that was 2018. I think that's when you found out you were going to be a grandfather.
Absolutely.
On that ride, so that was an interesting ride to be a part of. We've been through a lot on that opioid litigation with this board and previous boards. Your commitment to public safety with the Sheriff's Range project, the jail project, I want to thank you for that. The CARES Act funding. I think people think we talk about ARPA all the time. We had CARES Act prior to that, small business loan program, et cetera, working with David Radacci and RIA. You were instrumental in that. The Administration Center, your work on fine-tuning this particular facility as we began the construction. Representative Troy noted your commitment to NOACA and the dollars that you have brought, and I think some of the groundwork that has been laid for other substantial projects that will benefit the greater Lake County community. Matt's here. November 2028, we had a water issue on the west end of the county, and Matt and I were deployed to the EOC, and you happened to be out and about and came and wanted to learn more and understand how utilities responded and working with dispatch, et cetera, to get messaging out. It was a firsthand a witness of your commitment, regardless of location, time, weather, et cetera. And I know you really took, as all the commissioners do, past and present, the Perry Nuclear Power Plant exercises. I know those were very near and dear to you, notably the virtual one we had post-COVID and how successful Lake County was in adhering to the public safety as it relates to the Perry plant and the responsibility that lies with that. So those are just a handful of topics and initiatives that you spearheaded along with your colleagues. Representative Troy noted a lot of things that don't go noticed or are accommodated for. On behalf of your staff here on the 4th and 5th floor and the staffs of every agency here in Lake County, we want to thank you, and we will see you on the flip side.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Yes, I too wanted to take a moment and express my heartfelt gratitude for Commissioner Hamercheck's dedicated service to Lake County. It's been a pleasure working with you and seeing the significant impact that you've made throughout your tenure here as commissioner, and it's truly appreciated. And I want to thank you for your hard work and positive changes that you've championed, and best wishes for your future endeavors. And then the last thing is, I just wanted to mention that our next commissioners meeting is going to be January 9th. Organizational meeting at 9:30, and then the next regular meeting is that same day at 10.
Thank you. And legal.
Thank you, Jason. I'm not used to the prosecutor talking because Dave's usually here.
Commissioner Hamercheck, I just wanted to echo what everybody else has said. Thank you for your service to the county and to my office, and we wish you well in your future endeavors.
Very good. With the conclusion of departmental reports, it's time for old business. Any old business to come before the board? Hearing none, any new business?
Mr. President.
Mr. Commissioner.
Commissioner Hamercheck, I would like to thank you for your service. On top of NOACA and opioid settlement, people don't see you fixing boilers and lawnmower tires in the parking lot of the back of my truck, and those kind of things that made you who you truly are. So I thank you for your 8 years. It's served well, and good luck in the future, and my best to you and your family.
Thank you, sir.
Any further discussion?
If I may, sir.
Mr. Commissioner.
I just would like to thank the people of Lake County for allowing me to serve as one of their commissioners for the last 8 years. It has truly been an honor. And to the crew, the staff, the Lake County employee family, please know you are the best. The people of Lake County are well served and are in good hands. I thank you for your kind words today. Truly appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. And I would say, I remember as a councilman interacting with the Board of Commissioners, you were the first commissioner to come to a ribbon cutting in Willoughby Hills. We're on the far end of the county. We sometimes don't get the attention, and we were very grateful when you visit our community. So I'd like to echo what everyone has said today. Unless you've been a commissioner, you don't know how hard the job is, so it's with sincerity I thank you for 8 years of service. With that, is there any further new business to come before the board? Any further? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hammercheck.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes. We stand adjourned for the year.